An exciting prospect for these players who have been through thick and thin, the team that has been together for such a long time. The core three, over 3 years, they have spent playing under the FAV Gaming banner together, and who's to say what would happen should they be relegated out of that league. They will be holding on for dear life. And of course, they have a very good chance of winning here on Villa as it is their map pick. But Sengoku, they've got a hell of a lot to play for as well. A year-long trek through the Japan League earned them a spot in this tournament, but they're going to have to get past FAV Gaming, a history Sengoku has at losing big, important games. 6 invitational qualifiers, the Japan Championship, both of which they were eliminated by underdog teams, and it looks like unless they really pull their heads in, they may lose another huge game.
Maybe important to remember that. Yeah, that is a bit of a wow.
Sorry, can I just jump in there and say, wow, mute ban. That is really nice there from Sengoku. I really expect them to be looking to go droning on their entries. Also, the Yana is going to be really prominent here as well. So roam clearing going to be much easier for Sengoku, and FAV Gaming likely to struggle a little bit more on their roams as a result.
As you mentioned, Sengoku on the brink of maybe losing another big series for this roster. Important to just remind everybody that unlike APAC South, APAC North for 2022, these promo relegations, there are not 2, but 3 spots up for grabs. That means that the loser of this series will get a second chance. They'll take on the loser of T1 and Reject later on this afternoon. So not all hope is lost if you're a big Sengoku fan. And they unfortunately do fall short here. They do get a bit of a lifeline, another opportunity, but that is not a risk you want to be taking. Both T1 and Reject, very scary names to come up against. And I think it would do a world of good for Sengoku to at least push a 3rd map here. That first one I know will sting, but they need to somehow beat the odds and try to claim Villa here.
The Mira slipped through that ban phase, really mostly thanks to the mute going in. Mira and Valkyrie overall the most banned defending operators. Rainbow Six in general at all levels. So having that mute banned out meant that FAV had to choose whether to get rid of that Mira or the Valkyrie. They elected to get rid of Valk, and you can see straight away they're playing Mira. An operator that has its uses on Villa, but not always favored. If played poorly, it can be a hindrance to your team, but if played well, it can just do so much and really slow down the attack, which FAV will definitely be targeting here, since they don't have a mute that would otherwise slow down the attack. So you can see one of the mirror windows placed by Shin was actually in, I believe it's Games Room. Yeah, there you go, facing into Aviator. That's a nice way to stop what many people would call the default plant. I don't know where the second one is. It's actually in this pocket still. I would expect it to go on the roaming position in stat facing into Master. But speaking of Mira, we got Mira's counter right here. If Twitch can get her drone in there, ICANN could certainly... Oh no, he got stuck. He lost the drone. Man, if you could pop one of those mirrors, it is huge for your team. And the fact that he lost that Twitch drone is also huge for the other team.
I have seen a bit of a trend recently on Villa vert play. Always been the cornerstone of some of these attacking plans, I guess, or movements. Mira can be countered from down below. So we might see that from Sengoku, especially off the back of ICANN losing a shock drone that's maybe going to force their hand a little bit. For the most part, though, it is looking like a horizontal take currently over towards the trophy side of the map. Shin is in kitchen. This is a long way away from
roaming Mira?
Yeah.
Have you not heard of roaming Mira? Oh, very, very common. Yes.
I have now.
She makes a racket as she waltzes around as a 3 armor, very slow operator, but can't question it. I mean, Shin's a gamer. He won the first season at APAC Pro League. He can do what he wants.
Needs to help out his mate though in Afro over towards Red Stairs, who's under pressure. He will move slowly. Here's the flank watch there from the attack. Who knows? But there's pressure elsewhere. Straight through the smoke. Afro and K-Rays a double down over towards 90. That's a big play. It completely locks out Sengoku. Now Racial isolated on the roof and the round. It's over.
Okay, yeah, I'm a bit confused as to what's happening. I'm going to try and watch it back on the clean feed that I've got.
Basically, Afro popped his head up and sprayed through the smoke, did a bit of a Stewie 2K and found a kill, and K-Razor just swung 90 and cleaned up the rest.
Yeah, I mean, nice attempt there, but with the smoke, but like they really need more pressure to...
Oh, wow, I really like that. I really like that from Shin. The roaming mirror comes back to side and gets that mirror window down. That's a key proponent to this round. That's really good.
That's what we'll be talking about for years to come, no doubt. Oh, look at that.
Oh, does he hit it?
Is he going to hit it?
I don't think so.
He's trying to hit... He's
trying to get the window.
I love to think that all the Sengoku players are just watching him right now. Gonna go pick it up, mate. Go pick it up. Come on.
Doesn't have time.
Damn shame. Surely he jumps off.
10 seconds remaining.
No.
Whoa!
That was surprisingly
Oh my god!
Through the wall.
Oh wow, that's...
Oh, actually, maybe he was outside. You wouldn't know. He could have been outside.
No, that was a bit
Sassy?
That was a bit sussy, Barker.
I feel like I've said all I need to say about that round.
Not much to really say.
I mean, Sengoku tried to go for a smoke grenade execute, smoke off red stairs and rush 90. Problem is, they got pre-fired through the smoke at red stairs, and they lost the fight to the guy at 90. And that's just about all the analysis that you need.
Yeah, I don't think it was really much deeper than that. I was waiting for the roaming mirror to maybe get in on the action. Shin.
I mean, if there was a C4 vertically, that would have topped it off.
Yeah, that would have been pretty much perfect, but it wasn't the case. Now we do, once again, unfortunately, just have a little bit of a pause in the action. Another sound button, bit average, and then stage 3, they really dropped off and costed themselves the position in the league. So a lot on the line for them as well to try and regroup themselves. Obviously, Japan historically in APAC has been such a strong region. I think FAV have been chasing, the dream of being the best team from Japan for a long time now. And if they find themselves knocked out of APAC North, well, that will definitely not become a reality anytime soon.
Tough pill to swallow for Sengoku, but they certainly are not out yet. They've just got to pull their heads in, get back in the game. 3 rounds in a row now in the series, if you count Chalet, that FAV have won. So it's been a hot minute since Sengoku has felt that sweet sense of even a round victory. A lot of these Sengoku players also struggled a lot on map number 1. We talked about it. Ayakan and Yahin particularly. Yahin did step up once he got back on the Blackbeard, which he's also done here on Lion last round. Didn't take long before he decided to switch, and now he has got about 7 HP left from an early engagement. So that shield isn't going to do much good when he's vulnerable to a single bullet elsewhere.
Flores in play, unlike the first map, and those Roteros can be used to clear critical pieces of utility. Yahoo not afraid to still push forward despite being so low on HP. Seeing what he can see, it looks like Sengoku really want control down below the objective. It's not a kitchen defense, it's up above over towards that trophy.
Going dark.
They're absolutely committing to this though. Already fitted some util to it. I don't know what happened there from Shin. Probably should have won that fight, but Ayakan turned around, flicked him. And that's an early pick for Sengoku, and a strong one at that. Shin, an information gathering operator in Pulse that can't use his utility once he's dead. So essentially, he's just going to try and flick cameras at the moment. You can actually see he's just flicking his teammates and trying to call out. But if he was watching number 2, you would have seen Aramu get deleted. 2 Sengoku players, low HP, not great for their side, despite finding the opening pick.
Ayakan still on the knock down below, position compromised. Rachel looking to maybe aid in the cause, but I think FAV are definitely in the favoured position, and as that time continues to trickle down, the odds will only be more so in our favour. Sengoku are really committing to clearing down below. Rachel even opening the door in towards laundry despite knowing dining should be clear off the back of Ayakan. So I don't know if Sengoku are being hard baited into something right now or what the play is here from the attack, but it's really not going to work out.
been a long time since these teams played each other. Here's a Dev Fun Fact sponsored by Manic Monday. It's been all the way since June they last played. And, well, Sengoku, believe it or not, won that series in a 2-1. It was a tight one, but a Sengoku win nonetheless. And this series is, unfortunately for them, not looking to pan out the same way. FAV Gaming finding some revenge. It's been a long time since then. Typon, good for the double! FAV Gaming up 2-0 here on their map pick, inching closer and closer to returning to APAC North.
A scary start for Sengoku, not being able to find any meaningful inroads at all. Never mind on the scoreboard itself, but even just each round they're struggling to even find themselves in a favorable or a quote-unquote winnable position. The first round whittled down to, I believe it was what, a 1 versus 4, I'd like to say, potentially even worse. And the second round really not all that much better. Sengoku sucked in to that extension down below. It took up so much time, took up so much of their HP, and really just was not a fun time at all for the attack.
So Goku really got
Attackers need to
to get their heads back in this because they banned out the mute in the attempt, in the hope that they would have a better time roam clearing, using their high breach utility, no doubt. They haven't really found any success with that whatsoever. An opening pick last round didn't lead to anything, and they're taking a lot of early damage as well. We saw 2 players last round on Sengoku who were under 10 HP in the first minute and a half. FAV Gaming are also really leaning into this disruptive playstyle. We've got Capcan, number 2, punishing any lacking of droning from Sengoku, which unfortunately has been fairly prevalent. Also Mozzie in the place of Mute, just to slow down those drones as much as possible. Good information gathering as well. Typon on the pulse this time. Last it was Shin. But Sengoku, I mean, I just want to see flashes of great things from them, even if it starts with just a nice solid roam clear.
Well, a roam clear is likely going to be on the agenda. Look at that composition from FAV, very aggressive. Literally the whole team could roam if needed. Would not be that far out of the realm of possibilities. Good drones though established from Sengoku. They're looking to push up the back of that straight away. Good pressure over towards Library. Oh, I almost thought Shin would win that. But look at that, it's the Blackbeard.
I guess that's why he plays it. I mean, yeah, good on him. Definitely helps. Definitely helps him win those opening engagements. It's very unusual these days to see players playing Blackbeard. Probably could have won the fight if he wasn't playing Blackbeard and had a drone in front of him, but for Blackbeard as a substitute for that, then fair enough.
And he's
Right,
hungry
question
for
what
more.
works.
Wants another. Number 2 close by. Mudroom door near the
A bomb has been
grandfather clock,
located.
straight under that default cam.
Oh, you got misdroned?
I think he might have.
Come on, Yahin. Don't lose this. Don't do it to us now. Number 2 could be his second kill. Oh, drone's right past him. Number 2 pre-fires. The Blackbeard holds firm. Now holds a deep angle straight onto that bomb site as well.
Number 2 stuck in a very awkward position in China to the right-hand side of that door. Can't cross back towards the objective. That isolates him from the rest of the action elsewhere. And Sengoku get a foothold and look to pressure out some of these positions. Neko comes alongside to aid, and number 2 was actually allowed to cross, so well played by the Capcan. Icon taking damage elsewhere on the 0 with Sengoku. Looks to push in towards the site. He has the diffuser in hand, but doesn't quite want to plant, and rightly so. K-Razor's popping off, but Neko responds. 3 versus 3 needs to shut down the flank, but it's a 3K for Razor. Now Ramu to cover. Needs to hold off 3 potential angles here from the defense, but where's the denial? Sengoku able to stick that kit, but now they need to hold on in the post.
It's the OG Sengoku duo, Ramu and Racial to hold on. Ramu takes down K-Razor, puts his reign of terror to an end. Racial doubles down now for Sengoku Gaming. They may have come back and found some blessed water in this drought of rounds. Typon got a clutch of 1v2. Both enemies separated. It's going to be a tough one, and the timer is ticking down. It's not going to happen. Sengoku finally get back onto the scoreboard.
Wow, really good synergy there in the 2 versus 3. It almost looked like an impossible task to some extent. Effectively 1v3 whilst that plant was going down, but unfortunately FAV, their aggressive roam off-site actually sort of cost them a little bit in the end. No one able to deny that plan, and not really enough pressure there in the post to be able to capitalize upon that man advantage. So well played by Sengoku. They desperately needed a round, and fortunately they do prevent their opponents from taking 3 straight.
Back to Aviator Games now, though, for FAV. Gives them a chance to repeat a bomb site that they won oh so dominantly prior. Remember that funny incident with the smoke? Top of red stairs, Sengoku looked a little bit silly in that round, and it looks like FAV Gaming are playing very much the same setup. The only change is that number 2 has gone onto the Pulse instead of the Frost that we saw previously. FAV had a lot of info though, not only this mirror windows, the Pulse, but also that Echo, those 2 Yokais droning around as well. FAV have a really strong setup here. I can also now on the Flores. Haven't seen him play that yet this game. A lot of good util that Sengoku have brought to the board, except for the Blackbeard, but that's all right.
5 seconds remaining.
I sound really salty, but I mean, if it works, it works.
Attacker's
If it
objective
works,
is to
it
locate
works.
a bomb and defuse it.
Must be a little bit frustrating for FAV having to deal with that Blackbeard, but
It really depends on what player the Blackbeard is facing as well. You know, to someone like a Jaeger, Blackbeard doesn't usually make much difference. To someone who's playing a shotgun, also doesn't really make much difference if it's a close range engagement. If you're a Blackbeard playing against an SMG-11, you are probably going to win that fight 9 times out of 10. Really low magazine, high fire rate, but yeah, it just really depends on the engagement. That said, you know, Yahuna does only have 1 kill and 3 deaths so far, so I'm not going to go and rattle out to the Queen or anything about it.
not going to add that one to the rank strats. Oh! Hold that thought. Neko down below on the Nook. Will he win the fight? He does. Wow. Shin was a little bit, maybe too aggressive there on the roaming mirror. That might be the understatement of the series thus far. Finally punished on that roam. And FAV Gaming on the back foot.
Magnet activated.
Does mean Sengoku has a really strong opportunity now, and you can see FAV feeling that pressure. Ramik goes down though, Takpon. And Yahun's relocated over to the window. Blackbeard's home territory, playing windows, playing narrow angles, allowing that shield to protect him. Neko's also finding his way up the stairs, and under the cover of the sound, he might find the opportunity. He does not, in fact. Afro, hyper aware, and FAV Gaming have regained control.
70 seconds now remaining for the attackers to reconsolidate their positions, but number 2 with information down below. He's eager for the kill. The Nitro Sal finds that pick. That's the Flores dealt with, and now Yahoo needs to make this Blackbeard work. 3 kills, 50 seconds. That's what's on offer. Facing down a mirror window. Looks to push forward. K-Razor was taken low, but not taken down. Number 2 with a huge round for FAV.
And they don't let Sengoku back in it for very long, do they? 3-1 up now for FAV Gaming on their own map pick, having already beaten Sengoku on the first. Sengoku really need to tighten their ship, because that is ship with a P, by the way.
I wasn't gonna say it. I assumed it was a P.
Because even if they found the opening pick last time, I remember Neko taking down Shin in the basement, it didn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. FAV Gaming just kept finding picks, Sengoku leaking constantly. And these attacks have left a lot to be desired. The fact that the only round Sengoku has won on this map on their attack was that 2v3 that you mentioned was effectively a 1v3 while Racer was planting. That was, however, on this very bomb site here, Dining Kitchen. So, interestingly, Sengoku actually opting to go back to this bomb site instead of Stat Trophy, which was also unlocked as of this round. Going back to the bomb site they've just lost.
Osa and Amaru. 2 operators that we haven't really seen much of, and I must say I'm a little bit surprised we haven't seen much Osa in general. Don't know if teams have maybe undervalued her or she genuinely hasn't really found herself in the current on-meta positions. I do think there are definitely specific instances on specific sites where she can be quite powerful with those Talon shields, but maybe more often than not, she is a bit of a hindrance and doesn't really offer much in terms of utility.
Dare say anything bad about my fam Osa when we've got Blackbeard on the table. Don't you dare. I love Osa. I'm an Osa stan. I think those shields... I mean, I've heard so many pro players be like, oh, she's not that good, you know, she's really situational. And I'm not a pro player, but I clearly know better than all of the pro players, right?
I mean, you are a Plat 3, right? So.
That's... Actually, I think I might be Plat 2.
Whoa,
I don't know.
okay.
I haven't played ranked in a while, mate. It's been a busy time.
Yeah, I've been busy. I haven't been able to carry it, sorry.
Look, Osa is great. I think that simply having essentially what is a blitz without the flash effect, but you can also just switch off and have a rifle. That is where Osa really shines. Not necessarily putting them down, but just your ability to essentially be like a live drone for your teammate. You have an Osa walking up to you with her shield out and a Ashe or a Finka or an Amaru swinging behind her, you're probably going to lose that fight. And I think that's really where the strength of Osa lies.
We'll have to see how it's employed by Sengoku, who need to stay in touch here. Not allow too many more rounds to bleed. FAV win this map. They retain their spot in APAC North for 2022. Sengoku fighting hard here to try and bring this one back. Here is the Amaru swinging in over towards Astro, but Racial immediately shut down. K-Razor at the bottom of Astro.
Bit chaotic here. Sengoku have erupted. Oh my god, Ramu! Did you blink or something? At least he does confirm the kill onto number 2. 4v3 now. And with the Osa still on the board, only 3 drones left. This is really where Ayakan can use these shields to get information. I wouldn't suggest he puts them down and holds passive position. He needs to try and push up. I like that though. That could be a strong position with which Sengoku could lock off that area. That said, an impact grenade from Shin will certainly make that more difficult.
That's the biggest weakness of Talon shields, and Shin abuses it, but Icon abuses his position to take down Taipon. Now a 4v2 and Sengoku looking strong. Can Afro do something big though? I think he's in a very powerful position to execute a flank. Eventually he will. It took a little bit of time as Icon was allowed to get 3 in this round, but I don't think Afro's done just yet. Neko and Yahoo recover that diffuser. They'll go for the plant with 15 on the board.
It's going to have to be a late flank from Afro and a retake. 1 versus 2. Yahoo 2 shields. And if there's any gun you don't want to have facing a Blackbeard, it's got to be this P10 Roni. A hard task now for Afro, walking dead into this crossfire. He doesn't have info. He's got to check the corner. He absolutely will not check the corner behind him. And as a result, Neko will clean up an easy kill with the spear. Sengoku find their 2nd attack round and are suddenly looking a lot better here on Villa.
Clean round there on the attack, and Sengoku stay within striking distance here in the 2nd map of this best of 3, looking to push the envelope and head us to Oregon for the decider. And to be frank, I think 2 rounds on a Villa attack could potentially be enough. Difficult to ascertain as to whether or not FAV will be as strong, if not stronger, on their attacks. But I do think that, considering especially the start for Sengoku was not amazing, they've done a pretty good job in recovering this effort so far. And the rounds that they have won have looked relatively confident. I think the implementation there of the OSA to cut off some of those rotations and lines of sight in that most recent round was quite promising, and showing that Sengoku are willing to innovate a little bit and try some new things that we haven't seen in this series so far. 2 plain rounds.
Yeah, and Sengoku are constantly juggling this lineup, right? You can see now they've ditched the Amaru and brought the Ying for Racial. The Amaru proved very ineffectual last round. It was a nice attempt there from Racial to jump into the Astro window nice and early and put some pressure on from there, but immediately just taken down by K-Razor. Sengoku, though, if you just saw them roll up with this lineup, you'd be asking a couple of questions. The Finka and the Yana are really the only normal picks here. Ying, Osa, and Blackbeard.
5 seconds
Maybe
left.
you'd see one of them in your lineup. You certainly wouldn't expect to see 3. I will say,
Attackers are heading
there
out
is
to defuse
no
the
hard
bomb.
breach here, not even a secondary hard breach gadget on the Ying or Vinka, and that does mean...
Nah, you don't need that. You got Blackbeard and Osa. You don't need hard reach.
And you've got Ying as well. Like, I mean, you can certainly go
walk
for a
in.
push without it, but on this bomb site, it would be ideal to have some form of breach on the stat wall.
Yes, it could be a concern. Have to see how it plays out. Sengoku have shown they're not afraid of going for some eccentric plays and won't shy away from something a little bit left of field. Question is though, once they get the entry into bedroom, do they stall out or do they progress further? I'm not seeing many red
Attackers
outlines on
located
the
a
side
bomb.
itself. There's so many roamers here.
Surely they don't just go for it.
FAV, they could.
Definitely a possibility. This is a really strong advanced position, but the problem is Ayakan is exposed as he goes for that animation. I think it was just his elbow or his leg. That's why you need to be really careful with Osa. Like, she's so powerful, but she's not a solo operator for most of the time. You need someone backing you up.
If you're going for something like that, maybe it would be a bit better to have the Osa play proactively and instead have someone else plant behind her, potentially. Either way, though, super risky play. All it takes is one clean shot and it starts to unravel the entire attacking strategy. And now we see FAV double down on the hold downstairs. Shin will seek comfort in that once again on the pulse roll, gaining all of this critical information, feeding that to the other 4 members of the team. And that means progressing
Oh, he's off it.
towards the site will be very tricky.
Yeah, but as he just got off the sensor, it does mean that potentially Ramu could push up. Shin back on the cardiac sensor now as 2 Sengoku players are ready to erupt through this window. That is an unfortunate team flash. Neko survives it, but does not survive Afro, who finds his 3rd in the round. Racial left all alone. A 1v4 is a tall order, even for a player as experienced as him, even with 3 Candelas and 2 Smoke Babes left. He'll try toss him out, but Shin has got his number, got him in 4K on the cardiac sensor. Afro cleans it up for the 4K. And that's FAV Gaming, a very strong defensive half here on Villa.
Big round there from Afro, opening up proceedings onto the Osa and doubles down against any potential aggression in the late round there from Sengoku. They have the lead, FAV Gaming, 4-2 the scoreline. Now it's a case of holding on and pushing for the 7th. It's been a pretty explosive map once again, much like Chalet. Arguably a little bit tamer, but that's just the nature of Villa. A little bit slower in that regard. Nonetheless, they're excited to see how explosive FAV are willing to play here on the first of their attacks. They'll need to dismantle the AVG setup here from Sengoku, who again, just to reiterate from this point onwards, don't have a second chance in this particular series. If they lose, they'll get knocked down to the lower bracket.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
And we look at the composition in this particular round for Sengoku. They're going to lean into the poles as well, and I think that was one of the
10 seconds
strong
remaining.
operators that we saw from the side of FAV Gaming. Goyo as well in play, so Vulcan Shield's critical. That means there'll be 3 total for the attack to deal with. And that's not going to be too much fun for the attack.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
From FAV Gaming, in terms of their attacks so far, this being their first, and to be honest, in the first 30 seconds we haven't seen anything that really telegraphs exactly what they're going to do, just gradually setting up. I like this though, the Flores will be fantastic for clearing out, especially considering that Mute's banned, right? That is free. Absolutely free. Ayakan can have as many ADSs as he would like, but K-Razor, oh my god, they added another one in the pocket. That is so cheeky. Oh my god. Surely FAV is going to be aware of that though, because if they don't, if they try and push that thinking that the shield is gone, then they are going to get a face full of lead.
Attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Well, the beauty of Flores is you have 4 terrorists total, and we're going to see a bit of deja vu.
Surely we don't see this game continue. There you
Where's
go.
the smoke? Where's the smoke shield? Rotate another one.
No, it's all out, I'm afraid. And look, the Vulcan shield detonating also really restricts movement there from Sengoku. Thanks to the flame. FAV's actually looking to push up from below the stairs now. Going to be met with Idakan on the smoke.
SMG in hand, but Flash, Ray should get the first, aiding in this defense. Afro to trade though, 4 versus 4, and they have a foothold over towards top brown. Now they look to transition that down the long hallway, the default taken down to try and mask this push, but FAV will have to slow down. They need control of Study if they want to make this work. Shin, that diffuser in hand. Ramu and Neko under quite a bit of pressure, and Ramu's very low. A strained nade could cost him his life, provided that number 2 has 1 or 2 left in the bank.
And more smoke babes to delay this push as well. Shin's actually going for a rotate. Dangerous thing here is that Yahin is still playing on this side of the map and also has a barricaded up door, which means it's going to be hard for Shin to sneak up on him. Now Shin's solo and with diffuser. He did have someone droning ahead, but they haven't droned out Yahin yet. This is so important though. If Shin loses this fight, that means the diffuser will be down on the wrong side of the map.
35 seconds, both teams desperately wanting a kill. FAV with control at 90, Yahoon. Oh, he plays his cards now. He's going to be on for the flank of his life. Neko holds on site, Racial as well. Diffuser on the deck. Afro has a cross, so Yahoon's cross is challenged, but falls off at the wrong moment, and Yahoon capitalizes. And now with 15 seconds left, FAV, I don't think this round is going to be theirs. Yahoon's just wasting so much time, but K-Razor also gets it on the swing. What? FAV win the round. They managed to get it across the line.
I can't believe that happened. I mean, all we got to see there was Afro's engagement. Credit to him. That LMG, 150 bullets before you got to reload, and he used them very well, not just for obviously trying to shoot his opponent, but he used the spray to mask the sound of his rappelling in. And I think that meant that, well, the defender on the other side, Yahoon, had absolutely no clue that the rappel was going to come. So credit to Afro, but really I think MVP of that final engagement there was K-Razor. We didn't see it was off screen, but the Flores player found 2 kills pushing the site, and had that not happened, had he fallen like his other teammates Shin, then, well, Sengoku would definitely have fallen apart. FAV Gaming still have a strong lead here, thanks to that 5-2 on the scoreboard, and only 1 round off of match point, series point.
Really not too sure how Sengoku let that one slip through their fingers, but a 3-round deficit now to try and catch up on. Has to hurt. They were set to win their first defensive round here on Villa in the second round, but a couple of misplays late proved costly, and FAV not going down without a fight on that particular occasion. Very well played, some good determination across the board here for FAV, and again, that's the storyline really for them. Their grit and determination throughout the last 12 months, where things have not been ideal. That's why they're in this relegation fight currently, but they've really turned it on today so far. 1 round away from series point.
Sengoku have played pretty well today and throughout the tournament so far. This isn't their last chance, fortunately. Even if they do lose this, they will play the loser of the next game, T1 and Reject, for a shot at making it into APAC North 2022. But after their performance all year long, beating FAV in 2 best-of-3s, you would have thought they could do the same here.
Shin on the entry down below. Kitchen defense again. And there's a horizontal take so far. Oh, number 2. Out of nowhere from the shadows gets the opening pick.
Not a bad start now for FAV, and it seems like their advantages are only increasing as this game goes on. Icon not traded back. Sengoku have a very wide roam. Ramu now in vault. With Shin cutting off his position, and the drone's going forth as well. FAV Gaming have made some fantastic headway. As Shin is patient, he may well find Ramu.
the line. Ramu hits the shot, but it's not enough to find the kill. Shin backs off, but unfortunately taken down there by Yahoon. Good teamwork there from Sengoku. That's the trade they needed.
Now FAV Gaming left with a lot of work to be done on this roam clear, and it's a lot of sending players solo. No drones here ahead of Taipon. The information old. Ramu just waiting patiently. His teammates not calling him to help as of yet. Number 2's coming to support alongside Taipon, but they've got no clue that Ramu is just on the other side of a soft wall and on for a flank now through 90.
How many can he find?
Oh my God,
and he hits
Afro!
the flick. Oh my God, the read there from Afro. Absolutely spot on. And these are the plays that keep falling the way of FAV. Racial and Neko left shocked as they need to hold on for 50 seconds.
That was actually unreal from Afro. Surely that wasn't a call out. Surely that was just game sense. And he checks 90 and takes him down. Taipon jumps in as well. An easy round for FAV Gaming. 2 attacks in a row, and guess what? Match point.
1 round standing between FAV and retaining their position in APAC North, and it almost feels like at this point it's a formality. Sengoku coming back from this will be tough. The last 2 rounds have both been winnable, strong positions, thwarted by a single strong play. FAV have really stepped it up today when they needed to, and it's very tricky to look past them at this stage.
At this point, Sengoku will be feeling that pressure. It's a long road back to overtime. 4 rounds of defense in a row. Not unexpected for Villa. It's a defense-sided map, for God's sake. But
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
they just haven't found their footing whatsoever. 2 attacker rounds in a row now for FAV Gaming, who are just playing on another level. Such a shame. Every time we see FAV playing so well, we wonder why couldn't they have done this all year?
That's a very good question that I don't know the answer to.
And at least they can step it up when it matters here, unlike Sengoku, who consistently lose when the pressure is mounting. Whether it's in the Japan Championship, they had an early exit to Japan Open team. Same thing happened in the 6 Invitational qualifiers.
Actually, I've worked it out.
Nearly as deep as we would have thought.
They save strats. They save strats the entire year of APAC North and the entire Japan League and the Japan Championship just for this day.
Oh yes, that is totally it, man. You got it.
Thank you. Why they pay me the big bucks in the play-by-play position. Sorry, I was just doing my best Manic impression.
I love that. I love that from you. I do get lonely when Manic decides that he's too good to cast with me. I have to cast with the B-tier casters, but it's okay.
Well, it's been a bit of a B-tier performance from Shin 1-7. Doesn't really matter all that much when the rest of the team's stepping up, but no doubt going to be impactful. That's the only hard breach taken down for FAV. That puts a lot of pressure now on the rest of the team, and the soft breach in particular, to opening up lines of sight and navigating around the map and applying pressure on towards the objective. So not an ideal position that FAV find themselves in. But there's been a couple of those so far. Couple of positions where it hasn't felt like they'd be able to get a result across the line, but they still continue to manufacture round wins.
Interesting vertical nade attempts from number 2. No info though, so it will net nothing. That's a lot of nades wasted. Taipon still got 2 in the bag. Fortunately, FAV also have the Flores. Here we go. This is a nade with info. Shouldn't kill Yahoo. Yeah. Oh my God. The timing there. He moved forward, and that meant he was within the blast radius. Fortunately, he scathes away with his life, but not much of it, if we're honest.
Could prove costly later on in the round. A little tickle will be enough to send him to the grave. Diffuser in the hands of Razor. He's in bathroom. Oh, it's a pinch approach here from FAV from behind. Afro in on the action onto Racial. Looks to swing wide. Over towards Trophy and maybe find yet another. Doesn't win that one though. Neko too strong. Now number 2 and Razor left to try and pick up the scraps and bring this one back.
With Afro going down, that's one of the big hitters, but number 2 is still alive and kicking. A huge player for FAV Gaming here on match point. They could make it back in APAC North. They just need to close out the 2-on-3.
still tough. Couple of flashbangs to work with, and Razor again just continually finding these picks. It's a 1 versus 1, but number 2 with the 2K to close it out. FAV Gaming retain their spot in APAC North. It has been a tumultuous 12 months, but they go full circle. Congratulations, FAV Gaming.